If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. We were in our pop-up camper, and the little thing that you screw down and screw up that lifts the trailer up and down, it broke. I didn't have the tools at the time to replace it or, fix it properly, so I shimmied it in there and made it work for the best we could until I could get a grinder and some tools and a drill to fix it. Well, I made a YouTube video about the whole process. I remember this one lady says, well, that's all fine and good, but if you don't have any mechanical skills, what am I supposed to do? And I thought it was odd. I mean, I literally gave step-by-step instructions on how to do the whole thing. And yet, this person still felt like that it was not enough information for her to do it because she has no mechanical skills. At this point, I really started to analyze YouTube and what the purpose of the RV YouTube lifestyle should be, what it's about. And that's when I really started, and I've not made any secrets about this, where I really struggle with this concept that there are a lot of YouTube RVers out there saying, come on out here, it's gonna be great. I completely demonstrated our entire electrical system. I laid out every component that we have, starting with the generator to the battery charger to the inverter, to the battery to the inverter, and I showed how you can run an electric device, a house appliance, off a battery. And I was still criticized that if a person doesn't know anything about electricity, how are they supposed to understand what I just showed them? I wasn't born with the knowledge of how electric works. I had to study. And I tell you what I did. Back in like 2004, 2005, when solar panels were not very popular yet, and you couldn't just buy a kit, you had to build it yourself. I mean, literally, my first attempt at it was I took these little glass solar panels. They're like 4x4 inch squares, and you had to tie it all together. You had to solder each little piece together. Well, of course, I figured out that was a terrible idea, and I just had to keep working the problem. But I didn't know anything about that level of DC electric. I mean, I spent years trying to understand it. I remember I called a company to see if they would come out and install it. And they said, yeah, $10,000. I just, well, stick with the electric system I had. The house electric. I think in the end I spent about $1,000 after I learned how to do everything. My mistakes and different things. So now, I can grab a generator and I can grab a battery charger, I can grab a solar panel, whatever, and I can easily wire something up. But it's because I worked hard at learning how to do it. But then I get a lot of comments that says, well, I don't have a choice. I'm going to have to live in my car, and I need to learn how to do this right now. That's a hopeless statement where I don't have a choice. There's nothing I can do. Life is over for me. That's a hopeless statement. And for me to come up with an answer for you is impossible. But I will tell you what I've done in my life. In 2003, I just started my business 2 years prior, 2001. And in 2003, the economy crashed. We went into a recession. And I lost all my customers but one. It was hopeless. I mean, we just bought a house. Things were really going well. We had a savings account and some backup money and emergency fund. And I was hopeless. I mean, there was just nothing I could do. We had about $1,000 left in the bank. I decided to take $800 and bought a lawnmower and a weed eater. And I put an ad in the newspaper in our local town. And I said $10 per lot to cut grass. I cut their grass for $10 per lot. Within hours of the newspaper going out on the streets, I had 10 or 15 calls. So here I am already making $150 a week just almost instantly. And before I knew it, I had more jobs than I knew what to do with. And so all summer long, I'm cutting grass just one after another after another. I think I was doing about 10 yards a day, 15 yards a day, so I'm making $150 a day. I took this hopeless moment and I made something out of it. And so my suggestion is if you're that hopeless, where you're going to have to live in your car and you have no idea how you're going to do it, rethink your entire situation. Like I said, YouTube really advertises that everything's going to be fine once you live in your car. But I just showed you that my truck camper, my homemade truck camper, has issues. And the thing is I had to build the truck camper. Had to. Someone burned down my pop-up camper that I was living in. So, I had to take some swift action. And so instead of saying I have a problem, what I try to do is say I have a solution. But I have met people in my life that seems to compete with me. They'll give me a problem and I give them the solution. Here's the solution. Or I come up with a solution. Here's the problem. And I give the solution. Well, then they just come up with another problem. And before you know it, it's almost a competition of the solution to the problem. The solution. So I think a lot of people develop their personalities to just find problems instead of looking for solutions. And I encourage you that if you're going to be forced to live in your car, try to find alternative solutions. Yes, living in your car is a solution. It's not, in my opinion, the best solution. I think the best solution is to try to figure out how to stay in your house. When I was hopeless and I was out of money, I could not have taken my wife and my child and lived in the Dodge Intrepid. It was not a feasible idea. So I made a bad situation and turned it into a good situation. And that's what I'm encouraging is if you don't have the know-how to do something, there's two things. First, learn how to do it. And you're going to have to spend a lot of time learning, a lot of searching, a lot of researching. If you need to learn how to use DC electric, every Google search, every YouTube search you make should have something with DC electric in it. Back when I did my solar panels, there was no YouTube. And the second thing is if you're hopeless, find hope. Find a solution to your problem. Don't look for more problems. Look for the solution to this problem. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video.